I'm laying in the dark and I'm just going through my thoughts, and I found something that I thought could be useful to some people, not all. Mostly men, as far as what this tale holds, knowledge or usefulness for people. Basically, there's a justification as to why I just don't put my trust into the hands of anyone and I don't follow anyone. There's a reason for it, that I'm really cautious, and suspicious and apprehensive about certain people bringing me certain information or bringing me certain things, that I didn't deserve and I didn't earn, and I have no idea why they're presenting certain things to me, trying to sway me over to their side, or maybe they're feigning, at least in my own mind, to have some type of interest in me or whatever, because they have a pretense. There's something that they're hiding behind, and they have ulterior motives than what they're presenting. Like I said, they're holding something that I can't see. And usually, it comes with the words, I trust you, or do you trust me? I love you. Do you love me? Those types of words, words that you haven't earned, you couldn't have earned, because you don't even know the person, or they can't know you. You haven't spent any time with them, and they're walking down the same road at that time with you. And they present these ideas, these words. They try to put this in your head and try to force it in there almost, with their soft ways, and or with their slick language, or giving you little gifts here and there, and you haven't earned them, and you don't know why they're doing it or whatever. Some people are just genuinely kind and gracious, and they hand things over and gift you with things, true, but at the same time, many sheeps are not sheeps at all, but wolves. They're wolves wearing sheep's clothing. You've heard that before. This little story, it's a true story. It happened. I witnessed this and I learned much from it. And I learned this in Stillwater Prison in Minnesota. I had done about 4 years there. And I had met a brother, he was a native brother. And he was doing 40 years. I've told this tale kind of, in a shorter form before in one of my writings a long time ago, maybe a year and a half ago or something, a year ago. I can't remember. But this man I met, he was doing 40 years, I have found out. And some of the people, the brothers especially on the block, were really curious as to how he earned his time. He was stressed out. He was a newbie, a big guy. He's kind of young, arrogant in his own way. We thought he was, a pompous type guy who had his nose stuck up in the air because he didn't want to come out and socialize too much. So people were suspicious of him. They wanted to know what was what with this time. They didn't know if he told on someone, and they knew, the person that he told on. They don't know if he was a child molester or a rapist. They wanted to know. No. That's how it is in prison. We don't have anything to do in there, so we're really nosy with each other, each other's business. We pry into other people's lives, past crimes, etc., and we talk, and that's just what happens in there. We don't all do that all the time, but it happens. We tell war stories and we listen. We use our reasoning skills and our skills of deduction to see if a person's lying or telling the truth, being straight, honest. It's a whole collage of a lot of different personality types in prison. And like I said, we ain't got shit to do, so we're fucking scientists for real. We break people down like we break things down out here, like we break drugs down, like we break females or males down, with our games and our all that bullshit. So anyway, we wanted to know what the hell he was in there for, right? So the story comes out that he murdered someone, he killed someone, and we wanted to know who he killed. I was quiet about it. I didn't press, but I let the other brothers, the other people kind of, do the prodding and picking and asking of questions and stuff. And, slowly but surely the story came out, what had happened with this man, this brother. He had killed the man because the man that he killed, this man claimed, who was in prison, had raped his girlfriend. He had raped this woman that he loved very much. She had a beautiful girlfriend, he said. She was a showcase type girlfriend. Little res queen, just running around, showing her body off, beautiful hair, beautiful hair. Had her makeup on all the time. He had money, obviously. if he had a woman like that and he was showcasing her around and stuff and bringing her places. And, she got a lot of attention for him, but he loved her. That was his first love, obviously. First thing he ever had like that, and he adored her. But the word was out around where he was from, wherever he was from, I forget, that she was being unfaithful to him. She was sleeping around or cheating with a particular guy or guys. I don't know. I don't remember. But he never believed any of that hearsay or gossip, because he was stupefied with her beauty. He was lost in her cunning, her wit, of using certain things, to get him to do what she wanted him to do, using his vehicle and, paying for certain things. And that's just the way life goes with some females. Their educations aren't very high, their backgrounds, their social and family backgrounds, they come from what we come from. Hard lives, it's hard living on the reses and in the cities, being people of color, minorities or whatnot. So you got to use what you can use to get ahead. You can't all hustle dope. We can't all hustle dope. We can't all be bank robbers. We can't all be, successful in school or whatnot and get good jobs. Maybe there are no good jobs, opportunities, whatever, so she chose that route. She chose to use her looks and her charm to get what she wanted from these guys, especially him, because she had a sucker for real. And this is what happened. This is what we found out really happened. But I'll tell you his version of the story first. So his girlfriend, this woman, she gets caught by this guy. I guess the story comes out she slept with some guy, and it couldn't be denied. So the guy, he confronted his girlfriend, and he was angry. He was hurt. He was torn up inside because, like I said, he put everything into this girl of looks and beauty and charm and whatever the fuck. So this woman was afraid to lose what she was getting from this man, all this attention as far as materialistic things and, having his car and being embarrassed and, whatever probably wasn't in her mind for real, because if she was sleeping around all over the place, she must have known motherfuckers knew, but she didn't care. But she was playing him for a sucker. But anyway, back to his story. He said, excuse me, my voice is kind of coarse right now. He said that she had got raped by this particular guy. She told the guy no and tried to push him off of her, and he just forced his way onto her or whatnot. So this man, the boyfriend of this woman, he was in such a rage. Ain't nobody gonna do that to my woman. All this shit. So he rushes to find this man without asking questions, without digging deeper into it, trying to use his reasoning skills and his arts and skills of deduction, which obviously he had none at the time. He was totally dumbfounded, and he was overwhelmed by these feelings of jealousy and a false sense of honor, that no other man's going to defile his woman and stuff. So he found this man and he shot him to death. He shot this man to fucking death for what this woman said that man had done to her, and you'll hear the rest of the story. But anyway, he gets caught. He goes to county. The girl's gone anyway. She's gone right away. She's gone. She breaks company with him as soon as he gets locked up. He's crazy and all this bullshit, whatever the fuck. He couldn't get a hold of her in the county, and he's hearing stories or whatnot, but he had to go through the situation, the real life situation of being in the county and being charged with murder now. So he eventually gets convicted, and he finds himself in Stillwater prison at that time with 40 years. I was in there in what year was that? It must have been 2009, 2010. I was in there from 2008 to 2013 or something like that. So anyway, 2012, December or January 2013. I forget. I've been out for a long time, people. Anyway, this is what happened. So he's in Stillwater prison now with us, and we find out that he murdered a man for a woman who said that this other man had raped her. He forced himself on her and had done what he wanted to do, and the story came out wrong. People were lying, etc. This is what really happened. She put her crocodile tears down and got this man furious and full of fire, and he went out and found this man and shot him to death. Got caught, got convicted, and then now he's in prison, and he was a young guy. His life is over. Do you want to know what the fucked up part of this story is, people? Why it's hard for me to trust people? Why it's hard for me to look at a big, beautiful, booty right in front of my face and just start worshiping it like the ancients used to worship statues and stones and trees and such. You want to know why I'm not willing to go all the way for someone I don't know right away? I've learned this lesson many times in life, but this is one of the deeper stories that I'm sharing to you. Why I don't, why I can't, even if I wanted to. I'm very cautious. Meanwhile, while we're in this prison complex, Stillwater, in our particular unit, a couple of guys were getting some letters sent in to them from, females. We write females, pen pals or whatnot, sex notes, sex letters. We're lonely ass guys, right? We're lonely in there. We want fucking women. We want fucking attention. We're not all homosexuals and we don't all go that way, so we want that. A lot of us got a lot of time. But anyway, a particular woman out there in the real world, out here, we're out here now, but while we're in there, from the real world out here, was writing a couple guys in that particular cell block with us and him, the guy who killed that man who said a man had raped his girl. The one who was writing these men talking about sucking dick and spreading pussy lips and I can't wait to see you, babe, and all this bullshit was her. This woman was out there writing men in my cell block about what she was going to do with them and how they were going to start futures or whatever. And the same guy who had killed a man who didn't rape her at all, we found out this true story. She had slept with the guy and got scared of losing all that property and all the stuff that she was getting for him. She lied to him, didn't even see the future of him doing what he did, but he did. She cut ties with it right away because she had lied. She's responsible for that man's death and that man in prison. And she's still doing what she's doing. As far as I know, who knows where she's at now? That was years ago. But that story has a lot of fucking meaning in it if you could fucking get it. If you could fucking put away your own bullshit for a while. Hey, me, that ain't how it goes. Fucking put that shit away. This is the real world. What world do you live in? What fucking world do you live in? There's all types of personalities in this world. Do you think psychopaths only come with mask on and a pop-up at Halloween? Sociopaths, people with no feelings, willing to throw other people in the fire for a couple dollars and then turn away like nothing happened. People selling their EBT cards when their kids are starving just for a couple bags of meth. It happens every day at many levels. You can't fucking grasp it all unless you're willing to accept how the world really is. I'm not saying we're all bad. I'm not trying to be a cynic. I'm just saying be cautious. Be cautious. Love people. Be tolerant of people. But don't fucking believe everything that you hear without fucking proving it first with what God gave you, what the Creator gave you. Get your money due. Kantanka, Dios, Allah, Khuda, whatever name you call him by, however you view him, however you see this universe as being, organized and managed, and whatever purpose this all has, you better start trying to figure it out for your own road's sake. Or if you fall in this world for no fucking reason and you have no type of spiritual vision, no type of purpose or meaning in it all, then it's for nothing. You make your own meaning here. That's the gift we were given. You make your own meaning here. You can't knock mine and I can't knock yours because ultimately no one knows but the one who set all this into motion. That man's life is over because he refused to use his own brain. He refused to listen to people and analyze and do his mathematics. I mean, math is a fucking language that you can't lie in. I mean, you put one and one together, you're always going to get two, right? I mean, it's the only language that you can't lie in. And we're all given that ability to deduct and to add and to subtract. Not just numbers, but fucking reason out situations, and just use your brains, people. Don't follow every big booty in a big set of boobies and whatever the hell, or some guy with a car. You get in the wrong car and you don't know this guy and you think you're about to have a good time, or you got a trick, someone you're about to trick into handing you over some money and you're never seen again. Ted Bundy was one of the most prolific serial killers in this country at one time. He used to pretend that he had a broken arm and he was trying to move furniture into his car or something. I need help. I can't do it. Can you come here? Just please. Just you know the rest of the story if you have a brain. Yeah, come here. Just put it right there behind. Bow! You understand? Use caution. Love people, help people, true. Do these things, trust in people, have, an ability to go farther than most people's perceptions are willing to go, as far as, humanity's value. There's great value here and there's great beauty here, but at the same time, there's a lot of everything else. And that's why I turn away from people quickly when the games come. That's why I turn away from people when I sense danger. It has nothing to do with cowardice. It's because I have goals and dreams too. I want to help my people, but I can't do that in a box. You criticize me, some people, for turning away from my ex-wives and doing whatever. I have a right to survive out here too. You don't know the complete circumstances of my story, of what I'm facing because of my own past, my own criminal history. I told you I was a serial bank robber. There's other things I've done. There's other avenues and other dark roads that I've traveled down, other skills I've picked up. If my ass falls in a state of being, just manic and wild and crazy, arguing with some woman, even if I don't put my hands on her, it's one word against my past, and my past will lose every time, and I'm lost forever in that system. I don't play that shit. I leave you. I don't say a word. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're holding in your belly. I had to leave that woman. I had to do it. Everything she said didn't add up. Everything she did didn't add up. She stole from me. I caught her countless times. I'm not trying to put her under the bus. Her name's not mentioned in any of this. But I'm telling you, I've learned. I wish you well. That is the greatest sentence I've ever personally just picked up and been able to benefit by when I leave people, because what it means is I free myself with the creator of any blame. I wish this person well, not ill. I'm not at war with this person, even if this person's at war with me. My intentions, my motives for that person, I have none, other than I wish them well, whatever the hell that means for them on their own road with their own maker, whose situation, their situation, and his situation, it ain't mine. I have my own situation with him. He gave me two sacred items that I can't part with. My daughter and my son. Those are my great tasks that I have to complete in this life, is to be able to be there and be present and be useful. I can't do that in prison, so I'm not just trusting everybody. But remember that story. I don't care about gangs. I don't care about drugs. I don't care about money if it comes down to it. You've seen me turn away from jobs, modeling, porn, all types of stuff. I've got people out here too. I could pick up some drugs and do it, but I'll lose. I'll fail. I will fail on every single one of those roads. I'll lose not just my soul, but I'll lose more than that. Whatever divine connection there was supposed to be between me and my children, whatever I'm supposed to give them, however I'm supposed to aid them or support them or be there for them, that won't be if I choose what you people are calling me to. War, arguing, fighting, this whole social thing of judgments, and I don't need it. You can keep that. Put it in your pocket, put it in your backpack, put it in your bra, and walk away. Adios. I don't need you. Remember that story. But I tell it in the dark, and it's one long ass story. This is just a ramble in the dark for real. But it's got much knowledge though. Mucho conocimiento. For real. 50-50. I'm going to bed. I ain't kissing nobody in the dark. I'm in a sober home right now. My girlfriend just left. Yeah, we had a good time. It was cool. Anyway, my fiance, I'll say. All right, good night.